Turkey hop! Turkey hop!
Do the turkey hop now.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live each and every, well, it's not each and every Thursday, every other Thursday here for the All 78 show. I apologize for being late, discombobulated from last night's, I got a vent about the YouTube issue. So I was moseying along with a great soul show last night, and I forget what it was. I think it was I think I played a request for a Busta Bass by O.V. Wright. But I've already prior to that had a number of copyright issues. So what happens is, with the artificial intelligence on YouTube, they filter all the songs that I play live and they run it through their systems. And when it identifies a copyright issue, not necessarily that it can't be played, it just cannot be monetized. I have no problem with that. But when it happens continuously, then they kind of get a little bit pissed off. So what they did is, after, I don't know how many, because when I play a lot of the Motown records, it kind of triggers it a little bit. They give me a little bit of leeway after the first couple of hours, but once I get into the third hour, it becomes dicey. So what they did is they shut down the video, and they shut it down. And I guess as a watcher, you're listening to the song and they interrupt it. Forget about the commercials on the archive, but they shut it down and then they brought it back. So they did it, what was it, 5 times maybe they did it, and even with the last record. But of course, they posted it today in its entirety without the songs being blacked out. So I don't know what the purpose of that is. It is a stupid thing, in my opinion. I spend so much time putting the show together, and I have all the listeners tuning into the program live, and they shut it down. Now, tell me that I'm playing a song that I have no right to play, but then they post it up and block it in Russia. I don't care that you block it in Russia, but it pissed everybody off, me included. You can see that I'm pissed off here. So anyway, I don't know what they do. I know they want to make their money and whatnot, which they are, so the commercials are going to air and they're going to make the money, but you shut the show down when it's live. At least block it after and let me remove the records, or don't play the show. But I don't know what they do with these creators. The show has exploded here, and lots of people are tuned in on whatever they're using, their ITVs, their phones, and whatever. So, I mean, thank goodness that I was broadcasting on Oldies and More Radio, because a lot of the people went over to that, but you can't see it. You're getting spoiled. But anyway, that's my event. But welcome to the November 21st, 2021 All 78 show. We do it every other week. This is a live show beginning at 2 p.m., a little bit late, 2 to about 5. And we opened up with actually a flip side from the last 78 show on Herman Lubinsky's Savoy Records out of Newark, New Jersey. I played the flip side of this, a vocal side, for listener John Cummins. Now, this week we heard the instrumental side. I think it was Big Dave Swinger that requested it. It's Johnny Otis and his orchestra with the Turkey Heart Pop Part 2, as next week will be Thanksgiving. I won't be on that Thursday. It just so I figured we'd play it today. Yes, we will. And the flip side featured the Robins, which I think came in at the end there, too, by the way. That's Bobby Nunn and the Robins. But you heard the B-side, February 1950 release, Johnny Otis and Orchestra on the Savoy label, Turkey Hot Part 2. Is the name of the tune. Well, let's open up the vocal portion here with an up-tempo. This is on Don Roby's Peacock label out of Houston, Texas. Now, after Little Richard, his 4 releases for the RCA label bombed, he joined a group called the Tempo Toppers. And other members of the Tempo Toppers were Billy Brooks, Barry Gilmore, and Jimmy Swan. They had 2 releases on the Peacock record label. This was their first. It was recorded on February 25th, 1953, released in May of 53, and it features Little Richard on lead. This is with the Deuces of Rhythm providing the instrumentation. So let's open up to, the vocal portion today from May 53. The Tempo Toppers with the Deuces of Rhythm on Peacock Records. It's called Fool at the Wheel.
Watch out, there's a great big fool at the wheel.
Yes, at the wheel.
Watch out, there's a great big fool at the wheel.
Yes, at the wheel.
Because he's driving a brand new automobile.
Yes, automobile.
Watch out, now this is where the trouble begins.
Began.
Watch out, now this is where the trouble begins.
Yes, began.
Because he's drinking his whiskey and gin.
Yes, his whiskey and gin.
Well, he don't think he has nothing to lose. Don't even slow up on the children gone to school. Watch out, there's a great big fool of the wheel.
Yes, at the wheel.
Because he's driving a brand new automobile.
Yes, automobile.
Well, he's slipping and sliding all over the road. Because he's driving a brand new Ford. Watch out, there's a great big fool of the wheel.
Yes, at the wheel.
Because he's driving a brand new automobile.
Yes, automobile.
Drive, Ford, drive. 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 Well, drive, Ford, drive. Drive, Ford, drive. Drive, Ford, Well, let me tell you people what you better do. Stay away from those fast driving fools. Watch out, there's a great big fool of the wheel.
Yes, at the wheel.
Because he's driving a brand new because she's driving a brand new automobile.
Yes, an automobile.
Because she's driving a brand new automobile.
Yes, he's a great big fool, that's all.
Yeah, that was May 1953 release there for the Tempo Toppers. Little Richard on lead. The Tempo Toppers there with the Deuces of Rhythm. That's their first of two on the Peacock label. Fool at the Wheel is the name of the tune. Lots of fools at the wheel on the road, I got to tell you. I had to watch out. I was with Bill Olb last Thursday, and these idiots on the road, they just dart right out. I'm telling you, got to have eyes behind your head. No wonder we have such high auto insurance. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, you know we count down the music chronologically here on the All 78 show, as we do on the Saturday night show. Have a number of flip sides from the last 78 show, and I have an early one here from October of 1939. We featured the Charioteers a couple weeks ago, their first for the Columbia label, called I'm Getting Sentimental Over You. Let's give a listen to the flip side here. They mention on the label that this is a novelty vocal quartet. Really? But anyway, it features Billy Williams on lead. October 39, the Charioteers on Columbia Records. It's called Why Should I Complain?
Oh, the world owes us a living, so that's why we keep giving and giving. I can sit and dream, let my thoughts go wandering like a rippling stream. As long as I am happy with my dream, why should I complain? I can hear the rain as it pitter-patters on my window pane. As long as I am happy with the rain, why should I complain? Oh, the seek fortunes they never will find to make all their dreams come true. If I found a fortune, I'd leave it behind. I wouldn't trade it all for a sky of blue. I can laugh and sing, be as carefree as a beggar or a king. And though I know that life's a funny thing, why should I complain? And I can dream, let my thoughts ripple like a stream. As long as I am happy with my dream, why should I complain? Whoop, baby, why should I complain? I can hear the rain as it pitter-patters on my window pane. As long as I am happy with the rain, why should I complain, 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 complain? Boom, dang, boom, dang, boom, dang, boom, dang, boom, dang. La-de, la-do, la-de, la-do, la-de, 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 la-do. I can laugh and sing, be as carefree as a beggar or a king. And though I know that life's a funny thing, why should I complain? Ba-bo-da-bo-da, ba-bo-da-bo-da, ba-bo-da-bo-da-bo-da, ba-da-da-da-da. Why should I complain, complain?
Yeah, I want to send that one out to my dad. He constantly complaining, he is. but that fits him to a T. October 1939, early side there for the Charioteers, Billy Williams and the Charioteers on the Columbia label, Why Should I Complain? Johnny G, I could definitely complain about the AI on YouTube. I have to, and I won't stop. Let's continue here. Let's move up into 1940 now with the sound of the Deep River Boys. They were out of Hampton, Virginia, featured their second release on the Bluebird label called A Bird in the Hand is Worth Two in the Bush. That was on last week's show. That was the intended A-side. This is the intended B-side here, September 1940. The Deep River Boys on Bluebird. It's called You Don't Know Nothing. The Deep River Boys.
Listen, Jack, you don't know nothing.
Oh, no?
You don't know from nothing. You think that you're a hep cat because you went to school, but you are not a hep cat. You're nothing but a fool, 'cause if you don't appreciate what it means to have a date with that angel after 8, you don't know nothing. If you do not understand what it means just holding hands with someone that's simply grand, you don't know nothing.
Although you say you went to college, Papa finished with an A,
You still need lots of knowledge. Believe me when I say that. If you don't know what to do when a girl says I love you and the clock is striking 2, you don't know nothing. You just flop, 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 flop.
say, wise guy, get hip to yourself.
You say you went to college and finished with a grade of A. You still need a lot of knowledge. Believe me when I say, if you don't know what to do when a girl says I love you and the clock is striking 2, you better get wise. You ain't going nowhere, you just come here to the fair, and you really ain't nowhere, you don't know nothing. You just like the bear from Delaware. You really ain't nowhere, you don't know nothing.
Just like the bear.
There you go. Hear that message there from September 1940 there, the Deep River Boys. That is a B-side on the Bluebird record label. What did I say? They're second of 4 on the Bluebird label. You Don't Know Nothing is the name of the tune. I say that to some people often that think they know stuff, but they don't. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's move into 1941 now with a request for listener Casey Hines. This gal, Mildred Bailey, born Mildred Rinker, started a recording in the 1930s known as the Queen of Swing. She was also known as the Rockin' Chair Lady and also Mrs. Swing. She grew up in a reservation in Idaho until her family moved to Spokane, Washington. Now, she would become an established blues and jazz singer, helped greatly by Bing Crosby, and she first recorded back in 1929 for the Brunswick record label, and this song was her signature song, and she recorded it a number of times during her career. I think first back in 1932 for the Bluebird label, also on Vocalion in 1937, and one more time for the Decca record label, and that's how I have it, where she's being backed up by the Delta Rhythm Boys. So we send this one out to listener Casey Hines. This one released in May of 41. Mildred Bailey and the Delta Rhythm Boys on the Decca record label. Her tune is called Rockin' Chair.
rocking slow to and fro, rocking, 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 sweet and low.
Oh, rocking chairs got me, came by my side. Fetch me that ginseng, for I tan your hide. Can't get from this cabin, ain't go nowhere. Just sit me here grabbing at the flies round my rocking chair. My dear old Aunt Harriet, how long in heaven she'll be? Send me sweet chariot, for the end of these troubles I'll see. Oh, rocking chair gets it, Judgment Day is here. Chained to my rocking chair.
My dear old Aunt Harriet, in heaven she be. Send me sweet chariot, for the end of my trouble I see.
Oh, rocking chair gets it, Judgment Day is here. Chained to my rocking chair.
There you go, from the year May of 1941. That's Mildred Bailey and the Delta Rhythm Boys on the Decca record label, song entitled Rocking Chair. Lots of songs called Rocking Chair. One that comes to mind, what was her name? Gwen someone did a song in the 1970s that I really like called Rocking Chair. Johnny G digresses here. Let's continue here. And speaking of the Delta Rhythm Boys, here they are with their own effort. And did you know that this group performed in more motion pictures than any other group in history? They were in 15 films from the early 1940s to 1956, and it's unfortunate that this group from Oklahoma would only have one hit in 50 years of their existence. Here's their third release on the Decca record label. Now, some of you may know this song because it was a big hit for Fats Domino, but that was in 1956. This version released in May of 1941, the same time that Mildred Bailey and the Delta Rhythm Boys released Rocking Chair, at least that version. This was first done back in 1928 by Gene Austin. Let's go to May of 41. The Delta Rhythm Boys on the RCA record label, RCA Records, and their rendition of the tune, My Blue Heaven.
When whippoorwills call and the evening is nigh, I hurry to my blue heaven. I turn to the right, a little white light will lead you to my blue heaven. You'll see a smiling face, a fireplace, a cozy room, a little nest that nestles where the roses bloom. Just Molly and me, and baby makes three. We're happy in my blue heaven.
Hey, baba yuba yuba yap away. Hey, oola yuba yuba yap away, baba. Ya boo 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 up away, ba ba ba. Ole 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 up, ole 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 mop up, ole 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 up up. Hey e ah oh, hey e ah oh oh, bebop. When whippoorwills call and evening is nigh, I hurry to my blue heaven. Turn to the right, a little white light will lead you to my blue heaven.
You'll see a smiling face, a fireplace, a cozy room, a little nest that nestles where the roses bloom.
Talking about Molly, me, and the baby makes three. I'm so happy I could oop-bop-a-dow, a cuckoo-mop in my blue heaven.
Yeah, those are the Delta Rhythm Boys. Delta Rhythm Boys from May 1941. That's on the RCA record label, their rendition of the tune My Blue Heaven, a bebop version of that tune. As we continue here, let's move up 3 years now to the year 1943. This group from St. Louis, Missouri, first recording for the Bluebird label. They did 4 releases on Bluebird. Let's give a listen to their third. This features John Jordan on lead. This one from March of 1943. They're called the 4 Vagabonds. The 4 Vagabonds on the Bluebird record label. It's called 10 Little Soldiers, parentheses, on a 10-day leave. The 4 Vagabonds.
There were 10 little soldiers on a 10-day leave. All loved the colonel's daughter Genevieve. Each little soldier led the other to believe that he was going home to spend his 10-day leave. Some took a taxi cab, some took a train. Some bought a ticket for the westbound plane. Some took a trolley to the west side of town. The 10 little soldiers were homeward bound. Each took a different direction, each one in search of affection. Imagine their surprise and the shock they received when they bumped into each other calling on Genevieve. The 10 little soldiers went from bad to worse. 10 little sailor boys that got there first. They crowded the door like a pack of sardines when out walked Genevieve with 10 Marines. Bum doo doo booty doo doo bum doo doo booty doo doo. The 10 little soldiers on a 10-day leave. Bum doo doo booty doo doo bum bum doo doo booty doo doo. 10 little soldiers on a 10-day leave. Bum bum doo doo booty doo doo bum bum doo doo booty doo doo. 10 little soldiers on a 10-day leave. All loved the colonel's daughter Genevieve. Each little soldier led the other to believe that he was going home to spend his 10-day leave. Some took a taxi cab, some took a train. Some bought a ticket for the westbound plane. Some took a trolley to the west of town. The 10 little soldiers were homeward bound. Do-boo-doo-doo, do-boo-doo-doo, boodly-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. The 10 little soldiers went from bad to worse. 10 little sailor boys that got there first. They crowded the door like a pack of sardines when out walked Genevieve with 10 Marines. 10 little soldiers on a 10-day leave all went home to Genevieve.
They're called the 4 Vagabonds. 4 Vagabonds released in March of 1943. That's on the Bluebird record label. 10 Little Soldiers, parentheses, on a 10-day leave. And there you go. Early sides here for the 78 show. You're going to hear these. These never were on a 45. I don't know unless they were reissued maybe on LPs or other compilations, maybe. Definitely on CDs, I'm sure. But to hear these in their original format sounding so good, Jack, these 78s, as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's move into 1944 now with one of the more prolific and long-lived groups of the 1940s and the 1950s. Now, at the beginning, members of this group were from three different Los Angeles groups, and they joined together. They were called the Four Toppers. Steve Gibson, he was on bass vocals. He played guitar. He had been with the Basin Street Boys, the group out of Lynchburg, Virginia, not the Excelsior group, by the way. Jimmy Spriggs, he was a lead tenor, and he played drums. He had been part of the Five Jones Boys, and both David Patillo, he was tenor and bass player, and Richard Davis, baritone and piano, were members of the Four Blackbirds. They got together and they formed this group called the Four Toppers. They traveled to New York City where they met up with Emmett Matthews. He was a tenor and sax player, and at that time they changed their name to the Five Redcaps. And in 1943 they met up with Romaine Brown, who would become the group's second lead and piano player, and then eventually they would meet up with Joe Davis. I think he heard them performing at one of the theaters, and he liked what he heard, and he signed the group, and Joe Davis would issue their releases on many of his labels. He was getting into pressing records at the time with releases on the Beacon, on the Davis. He had Joe Davis Records, and this label called Garnett, and they were with Joe Davis from 1943 to 1946, where Jimmy Spriggs, did I write that right? It did lead on the ballads, and Steve Gibson and Romaine Brown did lead on the jumps. Now this is, I think, Jimmy Spriggs on lead here on this tune. I'm guessing that is because it's a ballad, I guess. And this was issued 3 times on Davis's labels. First in May of 44 on the Beacon label, then in August of 44 on the Joe Davis label, and I have it on the third release, Garnett record, Garnett, Gennett, which came out in September of 1944. So let's give a listen to the Five Redcaps. Have it on Garnett. The song is called Somebody's Lying. The Five Redcaps.
Somebody's lying about you and me. Somebody's lying, it's plain as can be. They know it's easy to start false alarm. They'd like to talk you right out of mind. Please stop relying on things that you hear. Somebody's trying to break us up here. They're only jealous and hope we will part. Somebody's lying, sweetheart.
Somebody's lying about you and me. Somebody's lying. It's plain as can be. They know it's easy to start these false alarms. Now what they'd like to do is to talk you right out of my arms.
Please stop relying on things that you hear. Somebody's trying to break us so dear. They're only jealous and hope we will part. Somebody's lying, sweetheart.
You don't mean to tell me,
I mean it. Somebody's lying, sweetheart.
Yes, so unfortunate about the vinyl then, you know, with the war going on. They couldn't get the materials to make pure vinyl, so they had to recycle it and melt it down and repress it so it comes out terrible sounding. It's unfortunate though, but that's really what happened during the war times there. And there you go, September 1944 release, the 5 Red Caps on the Garnett record label. Somebody's Lying is the name of the tune. Johnny G ain't lying when I play original vinyl 45s and 78s here on a Thursday. Those of you that are new to the program, just finding out about the show, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it here. As long as the copyright police don't come around. I mean, really, with these songs here, you got to be kidding me. They better not. Maybe toward the end, there's one record I'm a little bit leery on, but at least if I see them on YouTube, then I think I'm okay. But again, it may be okay for someone in another country and not okay for Johnny G, because they have different copyright laws for these records. So it's crazy, and I don't know where all the creators are from. I only know some of them that might be from the United States, and I don't know, it's probably different for those of people that are in Canada, like Darren. Maybe there are different rules and regulations for that, so we just test the waters here. But let's continue here with the move into the year 1945 now. With a flip side from a couple of weeks ago. This is actually for listener Dennis Fluharty. On the last 78 show, I featured the great Ella Fitzgerald in a duet with Bill Kenny and the Ink Spots on the Decca record label. The song was called I'm Beginning to See the Light. Now, Dennis asked if I could play the flip side, so we're going to send this one out to Dennis Fluharty. This tune written by Joan Whitney and Alex Kramer from March of 1945. Ella Fitzgerald and the Ink Spots. I think you're going to hear Bill Kenny come in first, and then Ella follows him up on this. The song is called That's the Way It Is. This is for Dennis Fluharty.
I tremble at your touch. I know I shouldn't, but that's the way it is. I want you oh so much. I know I shouldn't, but that's the way it is. I can see so clearly that we are worlds apart. But oh, when you are near me, I can see beyond my heart. I worship at your shrine. You said I shouldn't, but that's the way it is. I begged you to be mine. I said I wouldn't, but that's the way it is. I'll love you forever, though it may never be. But that's the way it is with a guy like me.
I tremble at your touch. I know I shouldn't, but that's the way it is. I want you oh so much. I know I shouldn't, but that's the way it is. I can see so clearly that we are worlds apart. But oh, when you are near me, I can't see beyond my heart. I worship at your shrine. You said I shouldn't, but that's the way it is. I begged you to be mine. I said I wouldn't, but that's the way it is. I'll love you forever, though it may never be. But that's the way it is with people like you and me.
There you go. Whoops. Did you hear the crack in the beginning of that record? It's unfortunate there. I may have another one too, I don't know, but I like that tune. March 1945, by request for Dennis Fluharty, Ella Fitzgerald and the Ink Spots, Bill Kenny and the Ink Spots on the Decca record label, That's the Way It Is. And the interesting thing, what Decca did with this is this on this side, they have it the Ink Spots and Ella Fitzgerald, because Bill Kenny came in first, and the flip side, it was Ella and the Ink Spots, and she came in first. So I guess that's the way they did it back then, who you would hear first. It wasn't really a true duet, but it was one after the other, and it's a cool record. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasures Show, we are in the year 1945. This group included Bernardo Dennis, Ellis Hunter, Eugene Jimmy Gilmore, and Willie Dixon. Collectively, they were known as the Four Jumps of Jive. They had 2 releases on the Mercury record label. Now, all 4 of their songs on those 2 releases were recorded October 12th of 1945, and this is their first release, and it was put out in October of 1945. It mentions on the label Special Effects by Jimmy Gilmore. Let's give a listen to the Four Jumps of Jive. This is on the Mercury record label from October 45. It's called, what? Okay, it's called Satchel Mouth Baby, the Four Jumps of Jive.
Satchel Mouth Baby, we can have a lot of fun, yes, a lot of fun, because you're the cutest one. Are you so sweet? Are you so neat? When you're walking down the street, everybody says, baby, baby, you're the cutest one. Are you so heavenly? What a break for me. Oh, baby, can't you see that I'm in love? Satchel Mouth, baby. We can have a lot of fun, yes, a lot of fun, because you're the cutest one. Touch your mouth, baby. We can have a lot of fun, yes, a lot of fun, because you the cutest one. Are you so sweet? Are you so neat? When you're walking down the street, everybody say, baby, baby, you the cutest one. I touch your mouth, baby. We can have a lot of fun, yes, a lot of fun, because you are the only one.
There you go, October 1945 release there for the Four Jumps of Jive. It's on the Mercury record label, their first of two for Mercury Records. Satchel Mouth Baby is the name of the tune. Johnny G is your Thursday afternoon disc jockey here on YouTube. If you're new to the program, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it. This is the second of 3 shows I do here. Average 2.5 shows every week, I guess, because I won't be back here on this show for a couple weeks, but I'll be back Saturday night at 9 p.m., 9 to midnight for your 1950s and early 60s releases by year. So if you have a request, send it to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. And we are in the year 1946 now. And here's a flip side from the last 78 show. We just heard from the Ink Spots with Ella Fitzgerald. Here they are on their own. And a couple weeks ago featured their version of Prisoner of Love, their cover of that tune. The flip side is also a cover. I know many of you listeners are familiar with this version as done by Sonny Till and the Orioles, released in June of 1953 on the Jubilee record label. But this song first done way back in May of 1933 by Abe Lyman and his California Orchestra with the vocal by Gracie Barry. But let's give a listen to this version, released in April of 1946 by Bill Kenny and the Ink Spots on the Decca record label, their version of I Cover the Waterfront, the Ink Spots.
I cover the waterfront. I'm watching the sea. Will the one I love be coming back to me? I cover the waterfront in search of my love, and I'm covered by a starless sky above. Here am I, patiently waiting, hoping and longing. Oh, how I yearn. Where are you? Are you forgetting? Do you remember? Will you return? I cover the waterfront. I'm watching the sea for the one I love must soon come back to me.
Here am I, patiently waiting, hoping and longing. Oh, how I yearn. Where are you, honey? Are you forgetting? Don't you remember? Will you return?
I cover the waterfront. I'm watching the sea, for the one I love must soon come back to me.
Cover tunes here on the All 78 show. That's the Ink Spots there. The Ink Spots, Bill Kenny and the Ink Spots, April 1946 release on the Decca record label. I Cover the Waterfront is the name of the tune. I used to go to the waterfront to look for 45s when they used to sell down there on the Hudson River. I remember back the bicentennial year, General Motors on the Hudson, they rented out, well, they didn't rent out, they had a humongous parking lot, and they had so many vendors set up for, it was like people cleaning out their basements. So many records available there. Of course, I didn't know as much. I mean, listen, you're talking 76. I was a senior in high school at the time. Anyway, let's continue here. More from the year 1946. Now, the Ravens began their career in June of 46 with their first session for Ben Bart's Hub label. Ben was also the group's manager. They recorded 6 songs on that session, and this was one of them. And at this time, the group included Jimmy Ricks, Warren Suttles, Leonard Pusey, and Ollie Jones. This was the group's second of 3 for the Hub record label, featuring alternate leads here with the bass Jimmy Ricks and Ollie Jones. We go to September of 1946 for the sound of the Ravens on the Hub record label. It's called Out of a Dream. Whoops, wrong one.
Out of a dream you came to me. Out of a dream, how could it be?
I can away today.
Into my heart you come, darling, to stay.
Don't ever leave me, leave. I love you. Out of a dream you came to me.
We'll send that one out to Andy Lamusio. He likes the sound of the Ravens. There you go, September 1946. On the Hub record label, that's the bass there. Jimmy Ricks, also Ollie Jones there with him. Out of a Dream is the name of the tune. This is a dream playing my 78s for you, the Vinyl Treasure Show listeners. If you dig what you're hearing, please give me a thumbs up. Tell your friends about the program. And I'll be back on Saturday night beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the 50s and early 60s edition. And let's move into 1947 now as the Red Caps return, this time as Steve Gibson and the Red Caps. After leaving Joe Davis in September of 46, they acquired a new manager, a New York City businessman and nightclub owner by the name of Murray Weiner, W-E-I-N, Winger. Johnny G can't pronounce that well for a Thursday. And he was instrumental with getting them a contract with Mercury Records, and in the meantime, Joe Davis continued to put out re-releases by the group and also selling some masters to MGM. So that's how the records by Steve Gibson and the Red Caps ended up on the MGM label. But they held their first Mercury session on December 12th of 1946, where they recorded this song, which was their first for the Mercury record label. And this song was a hit for the Ink Spots a few months earlier. Now, this features Steve Gibson on lead. Let's go to January of 1947 for Steve Gibson and the Red Caps on the Mercury record label. The song is called Bless You.
Honey, I never heard the bells of evening without a feeling of regret. I never tasted sweet enchantment until that magical night we met.
Bless you for being an angel.
Just when it seemed that heaven was not for me,
bless you for building a new dream.
just when my old dream crumbled so helplessly. In that vine-covered chapel on the hill, your face was a hymn that lingers still. Oh, bless you, my darling, my angel. Heaven is mine, and life is divine with you.
darling, my angel.
Heaven is mine, and life is divine with you.
January 1947 release there for Steve Gibson and the Red Caps on the Mercury record banner. Bless You is the name of the tune. Now, the group would re-record the song in early 1959 with a release on Al Brown's Rose record label, also issued on the Hunt record label. I have featured that on my Saturday night show. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasures show. We move into the year 1948 now with a request for listener Casey Hines, one of the transitional groups from the 1940s. They normally backed up females by the likes of Dolores Martin on the Mystery record label, the great Savannah Churchill on Arco, Regal, RCA, and also Betty McLaurin on the Derby label. I think they had, though, on their own about 5 releases on their own. They were known as the Striders. Now, the group included Ernest Griffin and brothers Charles, Eugene, and James Strider. And this was the group's debut single. It features Eugene Strider on lead. This is by request for Casey Hines in Paris, November 1948. The Striders on the Capitol label. It's called Pleasin' You, parentheses, As Long As I Live. This is for Casey.
As long as I live, I want to give all the love that I have to you. As long as I live, I want to do everything in life that pleases you. 'Cause the moon on high knows the reason why. Stars in heaven's blue know I'm so in love with you. For as long as I live, I want to do everything in life that pleases you. As long as I live, I want to give all the love that I have to you. As long as I live, I want to do everything in life that pleases you. 'Cause the moon on high knows the reason why. Stars in heaven's blue know I'm so in love with you. For as long as I live, I want to do everything in life that pleases you. Because the moon on high knows the reason why I'll love you as long as I live, as long as I live.
That's a cool record there, sounding so good on a clean Capitol 78. There you go, by request for Casey Hines. Those are the Striders, November 1948 release on Capitol Records, Pleasing You, parentheses, As Long As I Live. That song written and first recorded by Lonnie Johnson. Lonnie Johnson recorded that first on the King record label. I wonder if I have it. I think I do. I have to check. I don't know what I have on 78. As we continue here in 1948 now, and this is a flip side from the last 78 show. It's the debut single for this group from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm talking about Sonny Till and the Orioles. I featured Barbara Lee a couple weeks ago. It came first issued on the It's a Natural label. So let's give a listen to the flip side before it goes back down in the No Humidity basement. This tune written by the group's manager, Deborah Chesler. And this is one instance where the Jubilee 45 reissue sounds better than the 78. It's because of the vinyl, the impurities of the vinyl. For these independent labels, they couldn't get the materials to press nice vinyl like the Capitol label did. They had lots of money, Capitol Records. But this is from July of 1948, Sonny Till and the Orioles on the It's a Natural label. The song is called It's Too Soon to Know.
Does she love me? It's too soon to know. Can I believe it when she tells me so? Is she fooling? Is it all a game? Am I the fire or just another flame? Oh, one-sided love would break my heart. She may be just acting and playing the part. If she don't love me, let her tell me so. I can't hold her if she wants to go, so I'll cry when she's gone. I won't die, I'll live on. If it's so, it's too soon, way too soon to know.
Does she love me? It's too soon to know. Can I believe her when she tells me so? Is she fooling? Is it all a game? Am I the fire or just another flame?
So I'll cry when she's gone. I won't die. If it's so, it's too soon, way too soon to know.
That's the debut single for Sonny Till and the Orioles, issued on It's a Natural. Their tune called It's Too Soon to Know. That would also be a re-release. It would kick off Jerry Blaine's Jubilee record label, Jubilee number 5000, first issued on a 78, would eventually come out when they started pressing 45s. And I have it on the 45. Sounds so much better on the 45, though, I have to say. That is one of the rare instances of that. But let's continue here on the All 78 show, and let's move into the year 1948. 1949 now with this singer from Omaha, Nebraska, known for his upbeat songs, sometimes downright dirty blues, I would say. In 1944, he joined Lucky Melinder's orchestra, became the vocalist on Melinder's Decca releases, and had his first solo release on Bess Berman's Apollo Records back in 1945. At that time, he was known as Wyon Blues Harris. Other releases followed on the Philo and Aladdin labels, also Bullet and Hamptone labels. He would sign with Sid Nathan's King Records in late 1947. He had 15 top 10 or better R&B hits, and this song was a hit for him. This was a number 10 record on the Billboard R&B chart. Let's go to February of 1949 now for Wynoni Harris. Wynoni Harris on the King label. It's called I Feel That Old Age Coming On. Wynoni Harris.
Look in my baby's eyes, and I can't keep up with these younger guys. All I do is walk the floor. I've got a feeling my baby don't want me no more, and I feel that old age coming on. Going to the doctor, can't take you. Don't know what the doctor can do. I've been around too many years. I've also shed too many tears, and I feel that old age coming on. Baby, make love to me. I'll make you happy as a little girl wants to be. She said, Daddy, I would if I could, but hot spring water won't do you no good. And I feel that old age coming on. I've been with my baby a long, long time. Everything she got is hers and also mine. I said, let's get married this very day. She said, who's gonna give the bride and groom away? And I feel that old age coming on.
There you go, R&B at its best with Wynoni Harris there, February 1949 on Sid Nathan's King Records label. I feel that old age coming on. I'm telling you, it's not fun getting old. It definitely is not. If I can take a time machine back for many reasons, I would do that. Listen, I could always fantasize about that. But I got to say, with almost 44 pounds off, I feel so much better with my knees. It's so much better. And I'm telling you, so that is a good thing for Johnny G. I hope you're digging on these tunes. If you're new to the program, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure show. Here's a flip side from a couple of weeks ago, as requested by Mark Langdale in Australia. I featured the Victorians on the last 78 show, their second release for Art Roop Specialty Records out of California. The song was called Naturally Too Weak for You. Now, Mark requested the flip side. This was recorded August 3rd of 1949, but released in December of 1951. These are the Victorians on specialty for Mark Langdale. It's called Part-Time Sweetheart. Victorians.
I don't want a part-time sweetheart, so I'm afraid we're gonna have to part. Gonna find me someone new, someone who can be true and be the only one she gives her kisses to. I'd like to string along, but darling, it's plain to see I just don't stand a chance. No, I don't want a part-time sweetheart if we can share a full-time romance.
Oh, I don't want a part-time sweetheart, so I'm afraid we're gonna have to part. Gonna find me someone new, someone who can be true and be the only one she gives her kisses to.
I like to string along, but darling, it's plain to see I just don't stand a chance. No, I don't want a part-time sweetheart if we can share a full-time romance.
That 78 plays nice. That's not on a 45, only on a 78. There you go. That's going out to Mark Langdale, the sound of the Victorians. Released in December of 51, recorded in August of 1949. On Art Roop's specialty record label, Part-Time Sweetheart. Johnny G is your all-time disc jockey here on a Thursday. Thank you for being here. And if you like what you're hearing, please give me a thumbs up. Also, tell your friends about the program. Hit that bell to get notifications when Johnny G goes live. Let's continue here. Move into 1950 now with the sounds of the Robins here. They came over to Herman Lubinsky's Savoy Records when their band leader, Johnny Otis, signed with Savoy Records. They had 6 releases on the Savoy record label, and it was Bobby Nunn who sang lead on probably almost all the sides except one side, this side. And what was this? This, I think, was his. Was the group's 3rd release on the Savoy record label. Actually, follow-up to that Turkey record we heard, that Turkey Hop record we heard earlier. The lead singer on this, his name is Billy Richard. Billy Richard on lead. We go to March of 1950 for the Robins. It's called There Ain't No Use Beggin', the Robins.
Well, you're back now, girl, and everything will be the same. But when you first left me, honey, you even took my diamond ring.
I knew that one day you'd come back begging, and you wanting my loving again. But there's no use in your begging, 'cause the way you treated me was a sin. When you left, you said you would forget me and never want my loving no more. So there's no use you back pretending. You might as well give up and go. Although it was so hard to forget you, it broke my heart to see you go. But since that day I've made my mind up. Now I don't want your loving anymore. I knew that one day you'd come back begging, and you'd be wanting my loving as well. But there's no use in your begging, 'cause I'm in love with someone else.
I know that one day you'd come back begging, and you'd want my love again. But there's no need, honey, for you to keep begging, 'cause I know we'll never meet again.
I knew that one day you'd come back begging, and you'd be wanting my loving as well. But there's no use in your begging, 'cause I'm in love with someone else.
There you go, the sound of the Robins there. Well, you heard Bobby Nunn there, but the main lead on that is Billy Richard. There you go. March 1950 release there, the Robins on Herman Lubinsky's Savoy record label. There ain't no use begging. Johnny G ain't begging. I don't like to beg. No, I do not. But how about a twin spin on the Savoy record label as we move into the year 1951 now? This is the B-side. Actually, I should go back here. The B-side of this 78 is Little Esther, a song called Get Together Blues, but it reads Little Esther and Junior. Not really a duet, though, but no one seems to know who Junior is. Now, the intended A-side, which I'm featuring, is very interesting here. It gives top billing to the Johnny Otis Orchestra with a vocal by the Vocaliers. Now, this is not the Joe Duncan Vocaliers that recorded for the Red Robin record label. According to Marv Goldberg, he says the session sheet says this group was called the Barreliers, Barreleers, like barrels, I guess, Barreliers. But for some reason, they use the Vocaliers when they put it out. Maybe because of the Vocaliers on Red Robin. Maybe people thought it would be the same group, but it was not. But this is the intended A-side of the 78. Now, Marv thinks the group included Linda Hopkins, Mel Walker, and Red Light, Lyte, and maybe even Johnny Otis. But the song would later be recorded by the Robins on the Crown label in February 54 as the Drifters. And I've played that on the Saturday night show, but they changed the name of the tune to Sacroiliac Swing. And I've played that. That was a new addition to the collection at the end of last year. But let's give a listen to this version here. It was first called Chitlin Switch from November 51. The Vocaliers on Savoy with their tune called Chitlin Switch.
Here is a boogie that do want to learn, you just listen to us and you learn. Every turn it's a beat, that's a treat, and you wear out your feet when you learn this refrain. It'll drive you insane. You swing your sacroiliac, pop your fingers and fall way back. You swing your sacroiliac, pop your fingers and fall way back. You dip, slip, don't slip, you'll flip. Just do the chitlin switch. You dip, skip, don't slip, you'll flip. Just do the chitlin switch. Don't be ashamed when we call out your name. Play it cool, and you won't be no fool. It's a beat, that's a treat, and you wear out your feet when you learn this refrain. It'll drive you insane. You swing your sacroiliac, pop your fingers and fall way back. You swing your sacroiliac, pop your fingers and fall way back. You dip, skip, don't slip, you'll flip. Chitlin swing.
That's an interesting tune there. That's November 1951. That's the Johnny Otis Orchestra, along with a group called the Vocaleers. You can definitely hear, it sounds like Linda Hopkins in there with all those guys, with all these other guys there. They're called the Vocaleers on Herman Lubinsky's Savoy record label. Chitlin Switch is the name of the tune. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are in the year 1951, and on the last 78 show, I featured this group from Cleveland, Ohio. They were known as the Cabineers. Played their second release on the Decca label. That was for listener Mark Langdale, called Sweet Louise. It featured William Westbrook on lead. They would do have two releases on Peter Durain's Abbey record label before they moved over to Prestige. Now, this was their first of three on the Prestige record label. Features a female lead. Her name is Maggie Furman. Let's go to July of 1951. Maggie Furman and the Cabineers on Prestige Records. The song is called My, the Cabineers.
Got my head high up in the sky, and you know the reason why I'm never blue. It's no lie, just as long as there's you and you know the reason why I love you.
My life has been so contented, loving you only.
But I live on love alone, alone. My, oh my. If you ever should say goodbye, and you'll know the reason why. I love you, I love you,
I love you,
I love you.
Yeah, that's a nice tune there by the Cabineers. That's Maggie Furman on lead. The Cabineers from July 51 on the Prestige record label. My is the name of the tune. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, we are playing 78s. This is our afternoon show beginning at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 to 5. Well, maybe we'll see. We'll get off a little early today. We'll see. I wasn't so late as I was last week, but let us continue here. And we move into 1952 now with this singer born Benjamin Jackson in Cleveland, Ohio. Also a talented saxophonist, violinist, and clarinetist. He would join Lucky Malinder's band back in 1943, actually replacing Wynonie Harris. Then he would leave Malinder's band and would have his own releases on Sid Nathan's King record label. Mainly, I wouldn't say nasty lyrics, but kind of like risque, kind of, you know what I'm saying? And here's a tune written by Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller from March of 1952 and recorded as Bull Moose Jackson, but here he is as Moose Jackson. This is on King Records. Moose Jackson. His tune is called Nosy Joe. Moose Jackson.
There's a man in town all the women know. He goes by the name of Nosy Joe. Don't care if they're married, he takes his pick. Long as they're women, he's ready to stick his big nose in their business. His big nose in their business. That's Nosy Joe, the nosiest guy I know. Well, he ain't good looking and he ain't big and strong. That guy's got a nose that's 4 foot long. I'm telling you women, this ain't no jive. If you get too close, this man will drive his big nose in your business. His big nose in your business. That's Nosy Joe, the nosiest guy I know. I saw him just the other day trying to steal my gal away. He offered her money, he offered her love. She said, thank you, sir, but please don't shove your big nose in my business. Your big nose in my business. That's Nosy Joe, he's the nosiest guy I know. Lost his life messing with my buddy's wife. My buddy caught him with his chick, chopped off his nose, now he can't stick his big nose in my business. Big nose in your business. That's Nosy Joe, the nosiest guy I know. Dig that nose.
There you go. That is Bull Moose Jackson, but that release known as Moose Jackson. March 1952 release on Sid Nathan's King Records out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Nosy Joe is the name of the tune. Let's stay in 1952. I couldn't file this 78 back from the last show without playing the flip side. And on the last show, I featured the Larks on Bess Berman's Apollo Records, their 9th release for the Apollo label, a song called In My Lonely Room. Featured the great Eugene Mumford on lead. He's also doing lead on the flip side here. Let's go to February of 1952 for the Larks on the Apollo record label. We'll send this one out to Jack. The song is called... write it down. The song is called Stolen Love. The Larks.
Darling mine, how you deceive me. You spend my love for someone new. You may go, but before you leave me, let me say these words to you. Stolen love will bring you sorrow. It will bow your head in shame when you play with fire. Trouble you borrow. Stolen love is a losing game. Stolen love will bring you sorrow. It will bow your head in shame when you play with fire. Trouble you borrow. Stolen love is a losing
Yeah, the great sound of the Larks on Bess Berman's Apollo Records there. The great Eugene Mumford on lead. February 1952, the flip side of In My Lonely Room, Stolen Love is the name of the tune. Let's move into 1953 now with some flip sides from the last 78 show. It featured Johnny Moore's Three Blazers on the last show. On the Bahari Brothers modern record label with a song called Dragnet Blues with the vocalist Frankie Irvin. You know Frankie Irvin. He was the lead singer of the Shields. Had a big hit back in 1958 with their version of You Cheated. But I like the flip side too from August of 1953. This is Johnny Moore's Three Blazers along with Frankie Irvin on lead. Kind of replaced Charles Brown, who went out on his own, recording for the Aladdin record label. This song is called Playing... Did you ever play numbers? Playing Numbers. This is on the Modern label.
Played number one. She said, baby, this is fun. We played number two. She said, Daddy, I love you. We played number three. Look what those numbers doing to me. We played number four. She said, Daddy, let's play some more. We played number five. Those numbers are full of jive. We played number six. Ooh, those numbers playing tricks. We played number seven. Baby, let's try for 11. We played number 8. She said, Daddy, I can't wait. We played number 9. She said, those numbers are so fine. We played number 10. She said, Daddy, let's start it all over again. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Played number 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you can tell everybody that we played number 11. Ooh, we were in heaven. Yes, we were in heaven.
There you go, Frankie Irvin there on lead with the that was my place. Johnny Moore's Three Blazers there from August 1953 on the Bowery Brothers Modern record label. Playing the Numbers, rolling the dice there is the name of the tune. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We stay in 1953. Another singer I featured on the last 78 show, this gal from Champaign, Illinois, Miss Ernestine Allen, on Sid Nathan's King record label, played the side called Baby I'm Doing It, which was an answer tune to the Five Royales' Baby Don't Do It. Now the flip side is another answer song to a tune first done by Willie Mabon on the Chess record label called I Don't Know. Let's go to February of 53 for Ernestine Allen on King Records and her answer tune to I Don't Know. It's called Yes, I Know.
You've been complaining about the way I do. Been a real good woman, I've been spoiling you. Treating you like a king and serve your meals in bed. You're sitting there talking about me finding my own self dead. Yes, you shouldn't say that.
Talking about what should I say this time, baby?
Yes, I know what you've been putting down. Yes, I know you can't play me for no clown. The man I loved didn't have no clothes at all. Broke, beaten, busted, didn't have a thing on the ball. I took him and washed him and put him on some time. Bought him a Cadillac and got him off that no good wine. Sometimes I think he done lost his mind.
Yes, I shouldn't say that. Talking about what should I say this time, baby?
Yes, I know what you've been putting down. for no clown. Your papa told you your mama sat down and cried. Said you got a real good woman, ain't you never satisfied? You said if that many women kill you, don't mind dying. But you wasn't doing a thing but just standing there lying. Those clothes I bought you, just pile them on the floor. Give me the keys to my Cadillac and crawling out my door. I thought I warned you a long time ago. If you didn't watch yourself, I would have to let you know. I guess I shouldn't say that.
You know what I'm gonna say this time, baby?
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yes, I know what you've been putting down.
Answer tunes here on the All 78 show. That's Ernestine Allen answering Willie Mabon's I Want to Know from February 1953. It's called Yes, I Know, that one there, on Sid Nathan's King record label. We got, here's another one from the year 1953. We head to Harlem, New York for the sound of the Five Willows. First recording for Pete and Goldie Dorane's PD record label. Their next stop would be Victor Allen's Allen record label. Had 3 releases on the Allen label. This is the group's second release. It features dual leads on this, Tony Middleton and Richie Davis. And this is with the Leroy Kirkland Orchestra from August 1953. Here are the Five Willows. Five Willows on Allen Records. The song is called Dolores.
Ah, it's we're meant to open. Stars were meant to shine. Doris, my darling, please say that you'll always be mine. Please be mine.
Gates, yes, were meant to open. Well, and the stars were meant to shine. Well, and the clouds go by with gratefulness. The Lord, will you please be mine?
Doris, my darling, please say that
As August 1953 release there, the Five Willows. The Five Willows are second of three on the Allen record label. Dolores is the name of the tune. A little bit of a lift at the beginning there with the 78s. It's got to be careful. I got to I have it higher than I got like 3.5, almost 4 as the weight on the tone arm here, because some of these records have a little bit of a lift, and you need to, with the 78s, you got to make sure that the needle is in the groove. Very important for that. Let us continue here. We are in the year 1953. Here's a flip side from the last 78 show. I featured this singer originally from Kansas City, Missouri, for listener Julian McCroy. Joe Turner and his Blue Kings played his 7th release, 7th of 26 on the Atlantic label, called Okshimokshi Bop, which was the intended B-side of the 45. Now, the A-side was a big R&B hit, number 6 on the Billboard R&B chart, and Joe Whitburn, Joe Whitburn would put out those those books with the Billboard charted action, and he used to give some notes about the groups and about the songs. He says that it features the Palma Davis Orchestra with Fats Domino on piano. Could that be? Could he have kind of slipped away and played piano on this release from December of 53? I don't know. We'll listen and see if this is the Fats Domino piano in the background. December 53. Let's give a listen to Joe Turner and his Blues Kings on the Atlantic record label. The song is called TV Mama.
I was in my bed sleeping. Oh boy, what a dream. I was in my bed sleeping. Oh boy, what a dream. I was dreaming about my TV mama, one with the big wide screen. Got red big eyes and little bitty feet, and in the waist she's so nice and neat. She's my TV mama, one with the big wide screen. Every time she loves me, man, she makes me scream. Picture. Kitty tastes like candy, boys, I really go for sweet. I love her from her head down to her little bitty feet. Yeah, she's my TV mama, one with the big wide screen. Every time she loves me,
Yeah, December 1953 release there for Joe Turner and his Blues Kings. His 7th release on the Atlantic record label. TV Mama is the name of the tune. Johnny G is your YouTube DJ here on a Thursday. Hope you're digging on the tunes, those of you that are tuned into the program. Also, if you're new to the program, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel as we do this show every couple weeks here, the 78 show. It takes me a while to prepare here, and it kind of like gives me a little bit of a break as I do 2.5 shows I average a week here, so it's a busy time for Johnny G. I got a lot of things going on too in my life, but let's continue here and let's go back to Joe Davis's JD record label this time. As the lead singer of this group was a member of the Ravens back in 1946. We heard him earlier on the Hub record label doing a lead with the co-lead with the bass Jimmy Ricks. And he's doing lead with this group called the Blenders. His name, Ollie Jones. The majority of the group's releases came out prior to this on the Decca record label. And also on MGM Records. But this is from August of 1953. Let's give a listen to the Blenders on the JD record label. Ollie Jones on lead. The song is called Don't Play Around with Love, the Blenders.
Do 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 do.
Well, take a little advice from me. Play around with TNT, but baby, don't play around with love. Well, mess around with a hungry bear. Grab a tiger by the hair, but baby, don't play around with love. Never toy with emotions unless you enjoy big explosions. Well, when you say the words I love you, just be sure each word is true. And baby, don't play around with love.
Take a little advice from me. Play around with TNT, but baby, don't play around with love.
No, no, no.
Mess around with the hungry bear. Grab a tiger by its hair, but baby, don't play around with love.
No, no, no.
Never toy with emotions lest you enjoy big explosions. When you say the words I love you, just be sure each word is true. But baby, don't play around with love.
No, no, no. Take a little advice from me. Play around with TNT. Mess around with a hungry bear. Grab a tiger by the hair. When you say the words I love you, be sure each word is true. But don't play around with love. No, 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 don't do it.
Take a little advice.
Don't play around with tea. Look out for that bear. Or he'll slap you down.
Grab a tiger by
the hair. When you say I love you, be sure each word is true. But don't play around with love.
There you go. That's August 1953 release there for the Blenders. The Blenders on Joe Davis's JD record label. Don't Play Around with Love. That's with Ollie Jones on lead. And there is a raunchy version of that. You can only imagine. And I don't know if I can get away with. I probably could play it here on YouTube. I think there is a YouTube video of it. At least you can hear the song. But you can only imagine. They don't say play. They replace it with another word that starts with F. You can figure it out. And there you go. But let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Up next is the debut single for this group from St. Louis, Missouri. They had 6 releases on Oscar Washington's Ballad record label. This was their first, a tune written by the label owner, Oscar Washington. And I don't think this ever came out on a 45. I think this is only available on a 78, and it kicked off this label called Ballad Records out of St. Louis, Missouri. Now, Ferdy Gonzalez mentions only 3 members. There were 4. Now, the 3 that he knew of were Lenny Boyer, Walter Harper, and Ernest Washington. There was one more that they did not know, but this is their first release. They were called at the beginning, they were first called the Swans Quartet, and then later on the Swans. Now, the instrumentation groups, they get top billing on this. He's the Faith Douglas Trio. This is from September of 53. Let's give a listen to the Swans Quartet on Ballad Records. It's called For Dreams to Come True, the Swans Quartet.
Your dreams are bound to come true. It's never too late for dreams to come true, for clouds to recede from the blue. Keep on trusting, dreaming. Your dreams are bound to come true. Don't give in to fate, as some people do. Remember that love waits for you. Keep on trusting, dreaming. Your dreams are bound to come true. You'll run to his arms, you'll cry in his arms, you'll float on the clouds of his love. You'll give him your lips, he'll cling to your lips, then time will be heaven above. It's never too late for dreams to come true, for love that is destined for you. Keep on trusting, dreaming. Your dreams are bound to come true. Your dreams are bound to come true.
As September 1953 release there for the Swans Quartet. Swans Quartet kicked off the Ballad label out of St. Louis, Missouri. For Dreams to Come True is the name of the tune. Jack, I never knew that about this record. It was the first time I ever heard that song. I never knew about the 45 because it's not in the, I don't think it's in the Kreider book. It only came out on a 78. Johnny G here on a Thursday as we continue here. Let's move into 1954 now with a flip side from the last 78 show by a group called the Pelicans. Featured the ballad side of this, a song called Chimes. This group out of New Orleans, Louisiana, sounds so good on a Flexi 78. The flip side is a jump tune, a tune written by the A&R man for Imperial Records. His name was David Bartholomew. Let's go to August of 1954. These are the Pelicans, the flip side of Chimes. It's called Ain't Gonna Do It. The Pelicans.
I'm going home. Yes, I'm going home. Spend the rest of my life, man, with my wife. Ain't roaming no more with Rose and Joe. Don't drink no more, gonna save my dough. Ain't ballin' no more with Mary Joe. Spend the rest of my life, man, with my wife. No, no, I ain't gonna do it. 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 Stop being a clown. Stop running around from town to town. Spend the rest of my life, man, with my wife. No, no, I ain't gonna do it. 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 No.
I agree with Pat in our YouTube chat room. They're trying to sound like the Spiders on that side, but they're the Pelicans. Pelicans eat spiders, I think. Anyway, August 1954 release on Imperial Records, Ain't Gonna Do It is the name of the tune. Johnny G is gonna do it. We're going to continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We go out to the West Coast now to Dootsy Williams' Dutone record label for the sound of the Penguins. This was their follow-up to their big hit Earth Angel. Actually, this was it the A-side? Let me see. No, this is actually the B-side. The A-side was called Love Will Make Your Mind Go Wild, but this is the B-side, their third release for the Dutone record label, charted number 5 on WLYN in Lynn, Mississippi. It features Curtis Williams on lead from November of 1954. We're all going to get up and dance. That includes Timothy, the Penguins on the Dutone record label. The song is called Ookie Ook, the Penguins.
Oh baby, oh, I am doing that oogie oh. Oh baby, oh, I am doing that oogie oh. Oh baby, oh, I am doing that oogie oh. Walk 3 steps forward, you walk 3 steps back. You stand and face your partner, turning back to back. You snap your fingers, turning left and right. Face and hold your partner, man, it's really alright. Oh baby, oh, I am doing that to the left, you shuffle to the right, get your knees together and you tip real light. Then you clap your hands, turn around and about, and make a wiggle and then you shout, oh baby, oh, 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 I am doing that boogie, oh, oh. To side, you laugh for one foot and then you glide, and you grab your partner and swing on out. That's what the ookie ookie's all about. Oh baby, oh, 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 I am doing that ookie, oh, 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 baby, oh, I am doing that ookie, oh.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. There you go, the Penguins. The Penguins from November 54. Their third release on the Dutone record label, Ookie Ook. That's the flip side of Love Will Make Your Mind Go Wild. That's Curtis Williams on lead for that one. We are in the year 1954. This is the debut single for this duet. They were the answer to the New Orleans duet Shirley and Lee, except these two were truly sweethearts. They were. And they were a couple. They were Forrest Jean Wilson, originally from San Antonio, Texas, and Eunice Levy from Texarkana, Texas. Did I say that right, Charlene? Texarkana, Texas. I don't know. But they both met at a singing contest in Los Angeles, and this was their debut single, recorded in the basement of Jake Porter's Combo record label. Actually, had a basement. He recorded groups there in at least the early stages of his label. This was a big number 6 hit for the group. And this would also come out on Aladdin Records. I think they re-recorded it for Aladdin on January 12th of 1955. Was their first of 10 on Aladdin. But this is on Combo, their only release on Combo. September 54, Gene and Eunice on Combo Records. The song is called Kokomo.
Talk to me, baby, whisper in my ear. Talk to me, baby, whisper in my ear. Come a little closer, don't have no fear. Don't you know I love you so? Don't you know I love you so? And I holler, hey, Kokomo. Heard what you told me, heard what you said. Heard what you told me, heard what you said. Don't worry, my pretty, won't lose my head. Don't you know I love you so? Don't you know I love you so? And I holler, hey, hey, Kokomo. on the knees. There's dimples on the elbows, dimples on the knees. She thrills and thrills me with just a little squeeze. Don't you know I love you so? Don't you know I love you so? And I holler, hey, hey, Kokomo, Kokomo, Kokomo,
I think that sounds different than the 45. Something about that record, but it sounds so good on a 78. September 54 release there. Excuse me, that's Gene and Eunice. Excuse me, Gene and Eunice on the Combo record label. Their tune called Kokomo is a Copyright Police. Excuse me, we're out on the last two records, of course. So let's continue. In the year 1954, we stay in Los Angeles, California. I think last week I featured the Flares on the Flare label with Richard Berry on lead, a song called Baby Wants. Here is a 78 just with that list of Richard Berry on the label. It's Johnny G tongue-tied with the coughing. And this one came out in May of 1954. He's being backed up. The uncredited Arthur Lee May and the Crowns backing him up on this. From May of 54, Richard Berry on Flair Records. The song is called Please Tell Me.
I'll tell the world I love you so. My heart would break if you should go. Please, baby, tell me you love me too. If you should ever leave me blue, God only knows what I'd do. Please, baby, tell me you love me too. There have been times when I felt you wanted to go, but my dear, you know I loved you so. Remember the things we planned in the past, and this love of ours surely can last. But if you should want to leave, you're free. But if you love me, stay here with me. Please, baby, tell me you love me too. There have been times when I felt you wanted to go, but my dear, 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 I loved you so. Remember the things we planned in the past, and this love of ours surely can last. But if you should want to leave, you're free. But if you love me, stay here with me. Please, baby, tell me
love me too. Oh, baby, tell me you love me too.
As Richard Berry and the Uncredited Crowns backing him up on that May 1954. On the Bahari Brothers Flair record label, Please Tell Me, Richard Berry, so instrumental with the West Coast sound back in the day, recorded with different groups during his career, also wrote and produced lots of records on the West Coast. Johnny G here on the last page of 78s for this afternoon show. Hope you're digging on the tunes. If you are, those of you new to the program, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Let's move into 1955 now. We head to Chicago. This is a flip side from the last 78 show. It's on Al Benson's Blue Lake record label. The group is called The Maples, but they are really the Five Chances backing up singer Kenneth Childers. Last week, or I should say a couple weeks ago, I featured his tune from April 55 called I Must Forget You. Let's give a listen to the flip. It's a swinging bebop sound from April 55. They were called The Maples. The Maples on the Blue Lake record label. These are really the Five Chances backing up Kenneth Childers. The song is called 99 Guys, The Maples.
But Liza got eyes for me. 99 guys got eyes for Liza, but Liza got eyes for me. She likes my cooing, wooing, skibbly alba doing, just as simple as ABC said. 99 guys would go for Rosie, but Rosie just goes for me. 99 guys would go for Rosie, but Rosie just goes for me. She likes my cooing, wooing, skibbly alba doing, just as simple as ABC say.
When you go for Rosie and don't pass the test, then you swing to Liza, she'll tell you, Jack, that I'm the best. 99 guys would flip for Floozy, but Floozy just flip for me. 99 guys would flip for Floozy, but Floozy just flips for me. She likes my gooing, wooing, skibbly alba doing, just as simple as ABC said. When you go for Rosie and don't pass the test, and then you swing to Liza, she'll tell you, Jack, that I'm the best. 99 guys got eyes for Liza, but Liza got eyes for me. 99 guys got eyes for Liza, but Liza got eyes for me. She likes my gooing, wooing, skibbly alba doing, just as simple as ABC. ABC. ABC.
I didn't want to get tricked on that at the end there. That's April 1955, the sound of the Maples. The Maples on Blue Lake Records. That's the flip side of I Must Forget You, song entitled 99 Guys. featured Kenneth Childers on lead. You know, the Copyright Police have been out since Ookie Ook. They've been out on Johnny G. Let's continue here with another flip side from last week as we go to Harlem, New York for the sound of the Cadillacs. Featured the A side of this on Jerry Blaine's Josie record label, a song entitled No Chance, with the great Earl Carroll on lead. The group, of course, managed by Esther Navarro, who wrote that tune. I think she wrote the flip. No, she did not write the flip side of this. And this is from January of 1955, a great two-sided 78 here on Jerry Blaine's Josie Records. The Cadillacs, the flip side of No Chance, with Jesse Powell and the orchestra, Earl Carroll on lead. The song is called Sympathy, the Cadillacs.
I pray night and day that I'll find her along the way. I'm here on beneath, hear my call for sympathy. Dear Lord, stop me, your Johnny sympathy. Dear Lord, am I asking too much when I ask you to pity me? All I ask is your touch of sympathy. Dear Lord, if I please, send my baby back to me. At last I feel wrong, my heart tells me I'm not for long, my
As January 1955 release there for the Cadillacs, Earl Carroll and the Cadillacs on the Josie record label. Sympathy, the flip side of No Chance, actually disappointed in that press. It's a grainy press. I thought possibly that the Josie 78s would play better than that. So I don't know, maybe recycled vinyl on that, but it is a grainy press. The 45 plays better, I have to say, my 45. Let us continue here. We move into 1956 now. We go to Harlem, New York. Featured the flip side of this on last week's, or I should say a couple weeks ago, on the All 78 show. I have this on a styrene 45, but let's give it a spin here on the heavy OK 78, the debut single for the Schoolboys. And last week featured, or a couple weeks ago featured Please Say You Want Me. But this was the side that made the national charts. It features Leslie Martin on lead. This is with Leroy Kirkland and the orchestra. We are in 1956 now, November 56 release for the Schoolboys, their first of three on OK. The song is called Shirley, the Schoolboys.
Oh, Shirley. the way you want me to. Oh, 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 my dear. Oh, Shirley, oh, Shirley, oh, Shirley,
That's the debut single for the Schoolboys. That's Lenny Martin on lead, the Schoolboys from November 56 on the OK record label. That's the flip side to Please Say You Want Me, song entitled Shirley. Let's stay in 1956 with another flip side from the last 78 show. We go out to Brooklyn, New York for The Sound of the Four Fellows, first recording for the Derby label. Then they signed with Phil Rose and Lou Sprung's Glory record label. That was in 1955. And this was their 6th of 8 on the Glory record label, featured Please Don't Deprive Me of Love on the last show with Jimmy McGowan on lead. He's also doing lead on the flip from May 56. The Four Fellows on Glory. The song is called Darling You.
You know you are my princess, and I am your king. Words can't explain it all, but you're my everything. I love you, I love you, darling you. I've dreamt a million dreams or more, tried to make my dreams come true. Nothing's ever happened before. Suddenly I found you. I love you, I love you, darling you. You're the angel of my prayer. There's no one to compare. My dreams of you are in the past, and I'm holding you, darling, at last. You set my soul on fire, dear, with your kind and loving ways. You are my one desire, dear, for the rest of my days. I love you, oh how I love you, darling you. You're the angel of my prayer. There's no one to compare. My dreams are in the past, and I'm holding you, darling, at last. You set my soul on fire, dear, with your kind and loving ways. You are my one desire, dear, for the rest of my days. I love you, oh how I love you, darling you. Darling you.
That's the great sound of Jimmy McGowan and the Four Fellows, May 1956 release on the Glory record label. Darling You is the name of the tune. What did I say? That was their 6th of 8 for the Glory record label. We are in the year 1956. I used to do a Rockabilly record of the week, and this was the first Rockabilly record of the week I ever played on the Vinyltreasure show, but it was a long time ago. I think it was in 2009 maybe that I played this. And I don't know if I played it on the 78 or 45, because I have a nice copy of this on a 45, but it plays so much better on a 78. And this first recorded by this artist on the Jewel label in April of 1956, and with Sam Phillips owner of Sun Records heard that song. He wanted to sign the group to his Sun record label, and they re-recorded it, and it became his first release on the Sun record label. And I'm talking about Roy Orbison. Is it with his group? Roy Orbison and the Teen Kings. And this was number 59 on Billboard, but I'm playing this on a 78. This is from May of 56. Let's hear how it sounds on this Sun 78 out of Memphis, Tennessee. Roy Orbison and the Teen Kings. And his first release on Sun, the song is called Ooby Dooby.
Hey, baby, jump over here when you do the ooby dooby. I just gotta be near ooby dooby, 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 dooby doo wah doo wah doo wah. But you wiggle to the left, you wiggle to the right, you do the ooby dooby, and with all your might, ooby dooby, 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 dooby doo wah doo wah doo wah. And you shake like a big rattlesnake. You do looby dooby till you think your heart will break. Ooby dooby, 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 dooby doo wah doo wah doo wah. Strutting, 'cause now you know how to do the ooby dooby. Baby, let's go ooby dooby, 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 dooby doo wah doo wah doo wah.
I was worried about the copyright police, but they never showed up on that record. Amazing. There you go, May 1956. That is the first release for Roy Orbison and the Teen Kings on Sam Phillips Sun Records out of Memphis, Tennessee. Ooby Dooby is the name of the tune. I have the Jewel 45, by the way, although I don't know. Brian Korn says I don't have the true first press. I don't know, but let us continue here. 3 more 78s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. This next singer was known as Mr. Rhythm, and he was born in Bessemer, Alabama. Then in 1955, he moved to Detroit, Michigan, signed with Devorah Brown's Fortune record label. His name, Andre Williams. He had 11 releases on the Fortune record label. And this one would get picked up by Epic Records. And I don't know if he re-recorded it for Epic or it's the same recording, but it's interesting, this song and the meaning of this song. But anyway, the flip side of this was Do the Bacon Fat. But let's flip the record over here from November 56. Andre Williams and his new group. I have it on Epic Records. This was all first on Fortune. The song is called Just Because of a Kiss. Andre Williams and his new group, Mr. Rhythm.
Now, darling, that it's all over and done, I remember how our romance had begun. We had a wonderful night of bliss, and it all started because of a kiss. Just because of a kiss, my eyes like a light will lit, and moments like this, you know that I can't forget. Now I know I can't forget, just because of your sweet kiss. Brought me bliss, loss of thrill, loss of will. Still I be still, all my happiness, all that I possess, now I miss, just because of your kiss. Now I know I can't forget, just because of your sweet kiss. Just because of your sweet kiss, eyes like a light will lit. Just because of your sweet kiss, now I know I can't forget, just because of your sweet kiss.
There you go. I wonder if that got a Big Dave Swinger isn't here, but I wonder if that is a different cut than the Fortune release. But that's on the Epic label, November 56 release. Andre Mr. Rhythm Williams and his new group, Just Because of a Kiss. 2 more 78s to go before we sign off here on the afternoon show. We go to Bess Berman's Apollo record label for this group that formed at the Charles Evans High School in Manhattan. They are a favorite here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. This is the B-side to their second of 4 on the Apollo record label, written by the baritone of the group, Bobby Thomas. It features Alton Campbell on lead from June 1957. Let's give a listen to the cellos. The cellos on the Apollo record label. The song is called Under Your Spell.
Do, do, do.
You came in my life, and broke my heart in two. I'm under your spell.
There you go with the great sound of the cellos. The cellos from June 1957. That's Alton Campbell on lead. On Bess Berman's Apollo record label, Under Your Spell. With Johnny G releasing you from my spell, my 78 spell. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show for this Thursday afternoon. Hope you dug on all the cool tunes. We started off from the year 1939, playing records from 39. We're ending with a record from November of 1958. Lots of years there. You see how the music has changed from way back when, but it really progressed to this point at least. But I'll be back on Saturday night, beginning at 9 p.m., 9 to midnight, right here on YouTube, also live on Oldies and More Radio. So I ask you, those of you that are new to the program, to please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about this cool show that we do. And if you have a request, you can email me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. Can't promise you I'll find the 78 requests, but sometimes I do. And people give me lists, so I bump it up against the lists that I have. I use a search on Excel, and I can sometimes find them. But again, thank you all for being here this afternoon. And I wish you a remainder for tomorrow. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. But we're going to close out. I forgot to give you the the closer. It's not that easy to find on a 78, but it's got a dangerous edge chip. So I got to kind of play with this a little bit. But this singer, originally from Coffeyville, Kansas, this was his debut single, which actually charted on the Billboard chart, was number 80 on Billboard, number 58 on Cashbox, a number 11 record on KPHO out of Phoenix, Arizona. A tune written by the lead singer. His name is Wade Flemings. It's with his group, The Newcomers. Lots of groups recorded this song. They must like this record for some reason. Who's the one, the Ripcords, you know, the Ripcords they do those surf records. They recorded this, but a number of people recorded this song, so maybe they like it. Well, I like it. From November 58, our closer, Wade Flemings and the Newcomers on VJ Records. The song is called Here I Stand. That's going to do it, folks. Thank you all for being here. Going to line this one up, and I'll see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Just want to say, everybody, so long. Now watch me do this. Here we go. Here we go.
But here I stand. Here I stand underneath the stars above, waiting for you to bring your love. Yes, and here I stand. I'm singing la, la, love you so, la, la. Don't you know, la, la. Don't you know I love you so? If you need a heart that's true, if you need someone to love you,
all